Ayo. I had this breakfast in the morning. It was pretty good. 1,200 yen. It was good. It was okay. Maybe not as impressive as in a 5-star restaurant, but quite passable. So what I'm gonna do today, I'm gonna walk through the Nakajima Park. I have some time between now and the lunchtime to explore the southern reaches of the Nakajimakoen. So this is the same road that I walked yesterday in the later afternoon. But I'm gonna make a little turn at the first opportunity because that one over there is a little more interesting. And I've been around there last year in the summer. It was hot. It was super hot, but not as humid as in Taipei. Gotta give it to it. Sapporo being kind of in the middle of a fairly sizable island, the moisture has somewhere to go away. Oh, Yoshizaki, I know this company. They make kitchen equipment. Namely, they specialize in ice cabinets, ice storages, and ice machines. Literally anywhere in Asia, Singapore to Taiwan, wherever you have a cafe operation, a restaurant, you'll have a nice box that has a Yoshizaki logo on it. I think they do some other machines as well. So this is the southern portion of Susukino. Not so much entertainment, it's mostly residential slash hotel slash maybe a little bit of offices. Shall I turn here? I'll walk there. Let's walk there. For the time being, this is perfect. Way better than hot and humid. So, La Mer, Hotel La Mer. Manger. Okay. Nakajimakoen 10. So, some chain restaurant. Sapporo. Getting slightly better at... Actually, no, I'm not getting slightly better. I was getting slightly better at reading hiragana and katakana, but over the past few days I haven't really looked at my flashcards and cheat sheets, so I've been mostly doing impromptu short phrases, like asking if it's okay to film in a coffee shop, or asking for the meal to get heated, stuff like that, the practical Japanese. Nakajimakoen, this is the northern entrance where the MRT entrance is. This is how most people enter the park. So the main entrance sort of. It's kind of like running into the Stanley Park in Vancouver, coming in from Robson Street. And I'm just gonna walk straight through the park to the south. GoPro 7, not a good performance in the evening. So if you're looking to do nighttime filming in the wee hours, maybe choose a more recent model, or go for an Insta360, probably. I don't know, that one I don't know, but definitely go for something like GoPro 7 or 10. Oh no, I mean 10 or 11, not the 7. People come here to feed the ducks, which I'm not sure is a good thing to do, like in Canada or in Singapore. That's not allowed or discouraged. So birds are supposed to find their own food. But here I see people coming in and throwing little breadcrumbs at the ducks. That's where they congregate mostly. The hills. Now these ones, I'm not sure which. Is this Moiwa? Moiwa Yama? Oh, okay. The boats seem to be permanently arranged in this fashion. I've never seen them in operation. Never once. The Premier Hotel, presumably Mount Moiwa, Moiwa-yama. Food truck operation. Oh, okay. Like I said, people come here for jogging. It's really good for that. For cycling, maybe it's too small. But yeah, you can cycle as well. Exhibit A. Let's turn west inside the park, so otherwise we won't see a whole lot. So these are kind of unofficial trails. They're not encouraged, but they're not discouraged either. And I've seen office people getting out of their office towers and just wandering through the park back to their respective homes. And I guess it's pretty fun to do in the winter, plodding through the snow. It kind of reminds me of my hometown. But I haven't been here in the real dead of the winter, not in January. So, but I've seen people doing that in August, September, and December. So here's the same lake. I came here for a little jog last night, but I wasn't able to film a whole lot because it was pretty dark and the sensor on this camera is not that good, or it's not that sensitive in low light. Here's where the crows hang out, or ravens. They're huge. Look at them. Looks like ravens. Wow. Andrei Tarkovsky, Solaris, and The Stalker scenes colorized. Okay. What the heck? Is that a rock? I wouldn't be surprised. Autumn leaves, finally. Not so much all red and gold, but getting there. So I guess October is the autumn leaves time. The feuilles morts, so to speak. Okay. Parks are the only place where I'm able to walk relatively slowly, and even that doesn't come immediately. Takes a little while to slow down. Looking due north, and apparently I'm standing right above the Namboku line, MRT, and I'm halfway to the other station, Horohirabashi. Yeah, so just gotta continue to walk south to the southern station. Oh, I remember this clock. The thing, I remember jogging. 21 degrees now. 11 o'clock. Cool. Let's take a picture. photographs. Huh? Pretty quiet. There's a road that goes through the park, which I don't remember from last visit. I'll check the other side, maybe on the way back. Oh, okay, now I get it. This is where the bridge is. Okay. I think there's a toll booth or traffic light or something here. Bicycles. Yay. Many Japanese bicycles. Many bicycles. That's it. So this is Horohirabashi station. You can see the whole Nakajima Park is actually quite small, but beautiful. The main feature is the lake. So I wish every city, when they have a nice lake, they don't constrain it by diking and covering the whole thing with concrete, but create a kind of protected, contained area around it to serve as a recreational zone for the people later, and for some urban forest wildlife. That would be really nice. A lot of cities don't do that, especially in developing countries where the prices are going up so fast often. They just overdevelop all over the place with little regard for conservation. I won't go inside the station at this time. What I want to do is I want to cross the road and see the little southern section. It's still the park, so it'll be interesting. Now that I remember, I actually went there last year. This really reminds me of Vancouver. So last year I didn't do a lot of pictures or none of the filming, so it'll be interesting to see. Wow, there's even more bikes. So what happens is people come here on a bike from south of the park, and they leave them here and take the MRT to Adori, presumably, for work. So that's quite nice. This is nice. Okay, let's cross. Ah, they're missing the light, kids, because there's a bunch of them. They can't really walk so fast, so the minders are transporting them in a cart. Like some sort of construction materials. Bricolage of cattle. Okie. So this area is actually even nicer than north of the park. Buildings are smaller, low rises, like these ones, like all these ones. These remind me of the co-op buildings that were popular in BC back in the day. So if I wanted to cross to the other side to go to Nakajima, then I have to cross the river somewhere here. But I kind of walked past one of the main bridges. The other one is a little bit further down. So I think it's okay to walk. Still have time. Oh, I like these buildings. Sandwich. I like this building. So that must be Mount Moiwa. Looking at the map. Did I say I like this building? Yeah. Even though it's damn simple, there's something attractive in the way the paint has faded. This is one of the main intersections. I can't read the street names yet. South 17, West 6, and it's somewhere between the 7th, 6th, and 8th precincts. So let's continue down south. Okay, the kids have reached their destination, thank God. That must have been the morning outing in the park, and the kindergarten group is quite small, counting only how many? 8 maybe? So 8 kids get 2 handlers, 2 minders, 1 for kids. That tells you something. Birth rate is low. Declining. For I think a couple of years now, maybe 3 or 4 years, Japan has had more deaths than children being born. So it's a negative rate. The only way to fight it is obviously relaxing the immigration rules, but immigration is a double-edged sword. Gotta play it relatively carefully. Canada, yeah, I had some arguable success, maybe mixed success. Some other countries were not as successful. It can work basically if you bring in people who have already done most of their schooling and are just entering the workforce and are highly employable and will pay more taxes than they will get money out of the system in the form of social services, and will not bring in all their relatives and all, or kind of there will be a limit to that. So if Japan, I think Japan is moving in that direction, because they've been really gradually, incrementally adjusting the stay limits for the overseas workers, like the Filipino workers, Indonesian workers in the hospitality and F&B sectors. First was only 2 years, then it became 5 years. Now they can apply for extensions in the PR, and little by little, so it's testing the waters. Nice. 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven is now kind of there's a Canadian company trying to acquire it. What's its name? I'll recall some French name. It's a Quebecois company. And basically 7-Eleven said the offer is too low. Likely they will try to block it, or if they are unable, they might actually ask for the Japanese government's assistance to block the acquisition. They might do that. So I looked up the name. It's called Alimentation Couche-Tard, and they actually own the Canadian subsidiary of 7-Eleven, but they're not nearly as sizable as the parent company, I think. So it will have to be a highly leveraged offer, basically borrowing huge amounts of money from someone in order to buy 7-Eleven, in order to make a profit. But then, if it's such a no-brainer idea, why would 7-Eleven allow themselves to be acquired if it's such a good deal? If it's such a good deal, then I think their stock price will just increase to the point the acquisition bid won't make any sense. So that's my thinking. Also, I don't think it's a really good idea for Couche-Tard to try to acquire it. Why I think so? That's because, let me walk past this, guys. I think so. It's because anyone who's seen any single store of 7-Eleven or Family Mart or Loblaws, for that matter, in Japan or even in Taiwan, would understand that their businesses in Asia are much more complex than anything they had in North America. The product variety, the quality requirements, the just-in-time requirements are immense. So any newcomer then wouldn't actually add any value. They actually might fail to operate at the same level as the Japanese management in Japan. I mean, specifically in Japan. So that's one part, failing to grasp the complexity. And the other reason, I think, also related, but it's basically, if you're acquiring the parent company, you're also acquiring all of the franchise agreements that you have with all of the other players in the market, in the region. That would be all of the countries like Taiwan, which alone has, I think, over 7,000 7-Elevens. Don't quote me, I might be wrong. But there's also Thailand, there's also Korea, there's also Hong Kong. Not sure about China. So how do you manage that without having that experience? I don't get it. So basically, whoever cooked up that deal, I think they got a bit ahead of themselves. And I'm walking towards Nakajima. That must be the bridge. This whole field is likely the floodlands of the Toyohira river. It might occasionally flood, not so often, but sometimes. Because the river is down there below. And I really like that you can run around here in October in shorts. In September though, almost October. Yeah, definitely one of the things to do. It's a pure speculation, but I think there might not be a small bridge, but there might be kind of way to get onto the main bridge and then cross the river from the main bridge. Why do they have this tower? Oh, this is a floodgate. Interesting. Guillotine, I would call it. Don't put your finger under there. Here's the weirdest thing. I am literally right in the middle of Sapporo. Right in the middle. And it doesn't feel like in the middle of a city. It feels almost like countryside. Oh crap, almost done, so I might have to get back soon. Let's look at the river. Well, not much you can see from here. Well, guess what? They have a skating park by the river. How cool is that? Yeah, so there doesn't seem to be a small bridge. You have to use the big one, the main one. And what I think happens here in the winter time, when there's a lot of snow, you can actually come here for cross-country skiing, quite likely. I'd love to do that. Massive bridge. Here's the river. Not very wide, approximately the size of Danshui River in Taipei, approximately. They have these flood prevention or kind of like wave breakers to slow down, I guess, the flow. Yeah, to prevent the erosion. So they let the water decelerate. Yeah, what happens is the water will decelerate against these concrete kind of ribs, and then flow slowly downstream, and that will help reduce the erosion of the embankments. Yeah, nice. I've seen similar measures at the Chiang Mai University reservoir, the waterfalls. Kind of reminded me of the Japanese hydrostructures. Ooh, windy. Horohira Bridge, Portland Square. So what I'll do is I'm gonna do a quick in and out across the bridge, see, explore the area around there, and I'll probably stop the camera after that because I'm running out of battery and I might not be able to get back to the hotel for the spares to recharge. I only have one spare battery on me. So this is it.